blastmusic247.com. We're changing the industry one artist at a time. That's my girl right there. Hello.
Salutations.
I need to throw this phone in the other room. Yeesh. Good evening, everyone.
It's hard when you in charge. You understand me? It's like that. What's going on? What's going on, Trouble T. Roy? Look, let me see.
I'm gonna tell you. You and I had just talked about the wonderful things that our good Lord has just been blessing us with, as we just see us walk along. I had joined this group. It's just a regular Facebook group because I got my little gaming podcast, right? The little nerd podcast. So yes. I'm just trying to build it.
Okay.
So I joined one that's called over 40s gamers, so gamers that are 40 years old and up.
Okay.
So I did my little hey everybody, what's up? And I had my Black Panther t-shirt on and everything, catering to the nerds. And boy, 24 hours I got over 200 likes and loves and about almost 100 comments, and they were just very responsive, awesome people. One of the best groups I've ever been in a long time. And I had a game developer actually message me, and he wants to be on our show to show his game and stuff. I mean, just a lot of crazy good stuff. So it's like, wow.
Look at God.
So that perfect timing is kicking in big time. I'm loving it.
You said that divine timing? Is that what you said?
Yes, ma'am. That divine timing.
That divine timing. You cannot beat it.
Facts. Because, we had laid the foundation. We had plowed. We had, one waters, one plants the seed, but God brings the increase. So I'm taking it. I am taking it.
Amen. Listen, all of it.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, this week, Thursday, and here I am, and I got my Beamer, and all is well with the universe. I relish this wine today because I ain't been drinking this week. So y'all, if this thing slide a little sideways, the truck gonna bring me back. Okay, all right. Just so y'all know. Good. And tonight's guest, she is so amazing. I can't wait to bring her on. And we're going to get into these sponsors because, y'all, we got more sponsors coming soon.
That's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing. Indeed. Like you said, Troy, things are happening, right?
No doubt.
I got a full weekend. Oh, by the way, if y'all aren't busy this weekend in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, I'm in a movie premiere, red carpet movie premiere for Sympathy for a Narcissist, Nikisha Wright's movie. Tamoris Ellis, who's also been on here, helped her to film this movie. Rasheen Kilo Pugh helped film this movie. I think he's on this one. So, and he's also in it, and you'll see, you're going to laugh. So this is a great movie. If you have the opportunity, go on my website. It's out there. Get your tickets. You can take pictures and hobnob and schnob with all the good actors and actresses in the triad. And
Love
it's
it.
going to be at the North Carolina School of the Arts, Ace Theater.
Mm,
Yeah. 7 p.m. Red carpet starts at 6. So please come on out and chill with your girl.
no
Okay. And
doubt.
watch a good movie. Um,
Amazing.
first sponsor. I was
Let's
like,
do
let me
it
get
first.
that out of the way before I forget.
The sweetest lime.
The sweetest line, you see it. You see how she do me every time, and me look good, baby, every time. That get fire in her hair too. So she's a loctician. She's a natural hair guru. She's she does makeup. Why the word got my cosmetology? She's an
Mhm.
instructor for Ashtay Cosmetics. The list goes on and on and on. Let her get in your head, okay? She will take care of your hair. She has growing hands. Your hair will look amazing once she puts her hands in your head. So let her. If you want to contact her, you can reach her on all social media platforms, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok at The Sweetest Lime. And she's also on Facebook under her government name, Micaiah M. Mitchell. And you can call her at 336-734-3307. If you don't live in Winston, no problem. No problem. She has a car. She has clients in Charlotte and Raleigh. No problem.
Mhm.
Give her a call. And when you do reach out to her, tell her Carla sent you, okay?
Yes,
Our next
indeed.
sponsor. Oh my God, look at that. I love that logo. I get excited every time I see it because look at all the
Indeed.
things happening there. That's life, that's growth,
Mhm.
and it's intuitive readings by Myra. That's what it is. So, Myra is an energy reader, y'all. And for those of y'all who don't know what it is, go check her out. She will read your energy, and your energy is going to tell her what to tell you. And I promise you, it's the most amazing thing ever if you've never had it done. Myra gets in your business, so prepare yourself. Don't tell her nothing unless she asks you, but you're gonna be so shocked when she just start regurgitating your business to you, and you're gonna be like, what? Okay. So what you need to do, you can book her online or you can book her by phone. You don't have to be local to get a reading by Intuitive Myra. You can call her at 336-480-1653, or you can go online and have a virtual reading done with her at intuitivereadingsbymyra.com. And make sure that when you hit her up, tell her Carla sent you, okay?
Yes, indeed.
And last but not least,
You got to get that sauce.
you got to get the
Mm,
sauce.
mm.
Listen, Pastor Paul and this authentic jerk barbecue sauce is the business. Baby, when I tell you that we put it on everything around here, literally,
Mhm.
we do. We put it on the chicken. We put it on the steak. We put it on the vegetable. We put it on everything. We dip the chicken nuggets and the french fries in it. It's amazing. Okay, warning. This is a real jerk barbecue sauce. It has a very great flavor. If you don't like hot and spicy, don't get the hot and spicy. Pastor Paul is Jamaican. It's real hot for real. If you want medium and mild, listen, get the mild. And it's the same taste, it's just not hot and spicy. But
Correct.
right now, you can go to nhjerkcenter.com and grab you a bottle for $12 with shipping and handling. With the
Mhm.
shipping and handling, good citizens of Zamunda. So go on there and order you a bottle or two or three and tell Pastor Paul Carla sent you, okay?
Now, before your guest gets in, Miss Carla, today is your 80th episode. We've been doing this thing, girlfriend, for a bit.
It is my 80th episode.
Hmm.
I'm so proud of me. I'm so proud of you, Troy, because you pulled me right on in and we hit the ground running, did we?
Sure
And
did.
it's so
We
funny to go back and watch the first episode with Taranza up to now and
That's
see
right.
how we have evolved and progressed. And I'm
Life
gonna
is
cry.
wonderful.
Okay, don't get me emotional. No, I stop boohooing. Okay, so I am so honored to have Miss Donna Montgomery on here tonight. Donna is a sister that's out here doing big things, and she has a love for the men, for the brother. And she has the I Can Too movement going, and she's gonna tell y'all all about it. Me and Donna met in Mercedes Miller's manifesting class when we used to actually go
Hmm.
and be there in public before the pandemic hit and shut everything down. And we were all in there manifesting great things together. And I saw Donna's business do this. And I'm telling you, she is an inspiration to me for how she just really gets out here and gets her hands and feet wet for these.
Hmm.
And she's also the scholarship whisperer. So for if y'all's children is trying to get money for school, baby, this is the lady. This is who you talk to. So without further ado, we're gonna bring on Miss Donna Montgomery right now, right coming to the screen near you. There she is with her beautiful self. Hi, darling. Look, we
Hey,
sipping.
Carla.
We sipping tonight. How you doing, girl?
Hey,
What's your
I'm good.
concoction? That
Girl,
look pretty. It's pink.
I got a little juice in here.
Okay. Juice is good for you. You hear me? I love it. I got me a little red wine because, honey, my brain cells have been working this week. So, Donna, welcome to Crazy Carla's Concoctions. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for agreeing
Thank
to
you.
come on and talk to me. I'm so happy to have you here.
I'm so excited. I heard you sharing in the introduction. You talked about how we met in Mercedes Miller's manifesting. And I'm just amazed all the things that we actually wrote down, and we can actually see they are tangible. They have manifested, and not only can we see them, but other people can see them too. So, hey,
That whole class is popping. Like everybody that was in our class is popping.
yeah.
And I can't wait to get the good Reverend Dr. Gloria Samuels on here, baby. So she
Oh,
could talk
yes.
about her. She coming. She don't know it, but she is, as a matter of fact. And she gonna be on here. And just all the women I admire. Marviette's gonna be on here. Just, everybody that was in our class that is winning big time, right?
Big time, big time.
Oh my
This is
God.
absolutely amazing. Do you know, actually at the time that we were taking that class, I did not own Montgomery Care Services. I was not licensed in the state of North Carolina.
No.
Since being in that classroom manifested with Mercedes, um, I now own multiple properties. Wait a minute.
Y'all.
Do you remember us writing our homes are paid in full?
Mm-hmm.
So when I tell you I bought a home and paid cash for it,
Donna, what?
yes. And I tell folk I got the receipt. So I'm not trying to talk it up, but I'm
Listen, we
telling you
know
it's
if
real.
people knew what that class was crazy. Like we could not say anything negative, nothing. We couldn't even
What?
think it because Mercedes would be on us and um
Counsel clear.
cancel clear.
Clear.
Don't even think it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because she was like, your thoughts manifest. And that's something we really, as people don't realize how powerful our mind is, like to the point was like, remember how she always used to give the example, you'll be thinking about somebody and then
Uh,
the next thing you know, you run into them at the grocery store or They'll
Yes.
call you or you'll
Yes.
see them. And it's because our mind is so powerful. It draws to us the
Yes.
things we think. And then when we say them and write them, we really bring these things into existence because the
Yes.
Bible say in the beginning, the word was God and the word was God. And in the beginning, he said, let there
Let
be,
there
and
be.
there
There
was.
was.
And that's how
He
we got to
spoke.
start being with everything that we do. And I mean, when I started, oh girl, I'm getting chill bumps. Okay. When I started really getting that in my system, y'all know, because I was in the class. Remember when I got the call
Yes.
to audition for a major show that didn't happen? But the point is, I got called. I got
Right.
cast as First Lady Gloria Jones and her story, his truth. The next day after we talked about, I said in front of the whole class, I said,
Right.
listen, I want to be an actress and I'm going to be an actress.
Yes.
I'm not just a comedian. That night, Carlos Massey called me out the blue
Yes.
and said, Sid, I got this role I think will be perfect for you. When
Yes.
I got back to the class that next week, I was by the bus trying to tell y'all this story. Listen,
Trying to.
it was such an experience. And then we went to the intensive. And if you never went to an intensive,
Intensive.
and everybody who went to that intensive, let me tell you, Phil Lynch, Miss Tracy, Melanie, everybody who was in that
Everybody.
intensive, baby, they popping
Up
right
in.
now. You hear
Yes.
me? And
Yes.
I'm telling you, it was one of the best experiences that I could ever tell anybody
Hmm.
that I ever had, because it was at that point that something shifted in me, because I really realized that, yo, this is not no, play around situation. Like, I really can
Right.
speak things into existence.
The
I really
existence.
can think things into existence. So, what did you manifest? Now, I remember when we first started our class, you were out here helping the babies get money for school
Hmm.
and things of that nature. I want you to my first question always is, Donna Montgomery, where you from and where you at?
Okay. I tell you what, I'm originally from Marion, North Carolina.
Okay.
I left there, left the mountains, and came to Winston-Salem and attended Winston-Salem State University. So this is home for me. I've been here ever since college. So
Wow. Are you only 25? So you ain't been here that long.
here, I know, right?
Listen. So that's amazing. So you came
Yeah.
here. What was your major in college? What did you major in?
So my major, I wasn't the best student. My major in college, I have a degree in interdisciplinary studies with a concentration of social work. And then I have a master's degree in adult education. Yeah. So,
So you
um,
intelligent. You was an intelligent sister. We knew that anyway, but I'm
yeah,
just saying you got the two pieces of paper to prove it. So that's all right, girl. That is wonderful. So you tell me, you start. Where did you tell the people about this I Can Too? Because every time I see it, it makes me get tears in my eyes, because I think people don't think about the brothers sometimes.
hmm
And
hmm
Donna, you were feeling that. And so you just hit the ground running with that. Tell the people about your movement.
Well, I tell you, honestly, the I Can Too movement started with a young man who was having some behavioral problems, and his behavioral problems. I thought, okay, so we need to do behavior mind. He loved to shop, but he would take all of his money that he earned or his allowance or whatever, and he would buy clothes. So I put a behavior modification actually in place where I said to him, okay, this is what we're going to do. If you don't spend your money shopping, we're going to have a fashion show. And I'm going to take all the clothes that you've purchased and you're going to walk the runway. Well, he was successful in going an entire 30 days and not going shopping. But he did not have the courage to actually walk the runway. But that's okay, because in the process of doing that, it was like, we were talking about manifesting and drawing things and people actually to us. So what ended up happening, I started getting phone calls from various places of men who were single parent fathers that needed assistance. And the way that the system is actually set up is for mothers. Everything that you reach out, Department of Social Services, is set up for the moms. No one actually stopped to think about what happens when mom walks away. And it was actually a case manager that called me and she said, "Hey, look, Donna, I got this young man. He got 5 kids. His wife walked out. He just started a new job and he needs a babysitter." And Carla, I'm telling you, I got on my little group on Facebook. I said, "Hey, look, I need somebody to help me keep these kids while this man go to work." And then it just started. I started hearing more and more cases where there were single parent dads that were raising their daughters, raising their sons at home. And some of them, they didn't want to enter into relationships because they didn't want someone else trying to parent their child.
Mm.
And it was difficult. So there's a young man that you may be familiar with that we actually honored, and he walked the runway, Charles Crouch.
Oh, Chuck.
Um,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
Chuck.
Chuck's been on here. Chuck's been on
He-
Crazy Carla's Concoctions. Yes, ma'am.
yeah. So Chuck actually talked about being depressed. Men don't talk about being depressed,
No.
and Chuck, single parent father, raising
He's
his son.
always been transparent about his, mental health and things. Yeah. Mhm.
Yes. So the thing about it is that's major within itself. So my thing is, and Carla, as I'm talking to you, um, I would say that previously I had actually manifested, had a really good business with mental health that only lasted a short period of time. It went away, and I was kind of forced to take a government job. I was working as a domestic violence counselor, and quite naturally, people think that I'm serving the woman, but I wasn't. I was actually working with the offender, the ones that the courts actually, in order for them to go through this program or what have you, they had to come and
Mhm.
sit in a 12-week class. And it was
Okay.
called timeout. And so the men that would come in, because they saw me as a woman, naturally their defense went up and they didn't feel comfortable talking to me. So I had to break that down and let them say, "Hey, look, I'm here to hear what you have to say." And okay, this is where it's going to become a little touchy. There are times when we as women will agitate the hell out of a man,
Yeah.
provoke him, and don't get me twisted. At no point in time should anyone put their hand on anyone.
Right.
But we all are human and we have a breaking point.
Mm-hmm.
There are often times that a woman will know that the way that society actually has it set up, that they are the weaker vessel, and will finagle the system to make it work
Right.
in their favor. So there were some that I truly believe that were innocent of what they had been charged or alleged to have done. So to break that down and actually get to the root of the problem and talk about those emotions, I had to win the confidence and establish a relationship and develop a rapport with those men.
Yes.
Yes. So in doing so, it's where I began to learn that they hurt too, just like us.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah,
especially black men, because I think
black men.
everyone's been conditioned to think that black men can withstand anything in this at all.
Mhm.
Like, I
Yes,
mean, no matter where you go in this world, a black man and a black woman have gone through so much stuff, and it's like,
yes,
what do you do? Like you said, when you're a single black father, and the child's mother is not around and not available, or just decides, hey, I don't want to do this. And for the average woman, you could just run down to social services, get food stamps, Medicaid, all this stuff. But the black men, they be like, deal with it. And that's not
Exactly.
fair, because that happened to
Right.
my uncle. My uncle,
Mhm.
but now, that's a whole nother story. That was a domestic violence situation. And he was the aggressor.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
my aunt decided she could not continue to take care of herself and continue to be abused at the same time and take care of her children.
Right.
So she had to leave her children for a while, because he told her, if you take my children, I'm gonna hurt you. So she left
Right.
them with him, because she knew he was not gonna hurt them. His
Right.
object of rage was her. So once
Mhm.
she pulled herself to the side and got herself together, my uncle had my big mama and the family. But it's a lot of men who don't have a big mama
Yeah.
and who don't have a support system out here.
System. That's right.
So when they're out here trying to take care of their children,
Mhm.
who's there to help them besides Jesus?
That's exactly right. And see, and here's the thing that, and like we talk about those conditions and those stereotypes, and then they have to be the man. They can't show the fact that they actually hurt or that they need support. They got to
Right.
carry it, and while they are dying actually on the inside.
And a lot of black
And
men have mental health issues that they don't address because black men don't talk about their mental health.
that's exactly. They're not talking about their health. Period. You can't get
Child.
them to go to the doctor for any reason whatsoever, unless they burning.
Now they'll run down there for that, won't they?
Yeah, because they got to make sure they're working good. Saying, I'm just saying, I'm just saying.
This is why, y'all.
Wait a minute. Is the baby in there? Is the baby in there? I'm
Yeah, she
sorry.
ain't here. No, it just makes she go with her other grandma. So her mama partying and having a good life, honey. She is summertime. She go to her other grandma house.
No, that's right.
And her other grandma is a mental health therapist. She's she's a therapist in Mecklenburg school system,
Sister, okay.
as a guidance counselor and therapist for the middle school children. So pray for her
Okay.
daily. Pray for her, because
Yes.
you
Yes.
already know what that is, right? She
Yes.
got to deal
Ain't
with the
no way in the
kids
world I
and
do.
the parents.
And the parents.
Ooh.
Ain't no way.
So I want to shout out some single fathers that I know. I mean, Chuck. Me and Chuck were best friends for a very long time.
Hmm.
And Chuck was he's an amazing father. That's something that brother is good at, is loving on his
Hmm.
son. My friend Dwayne Carter, he was a single father of Talk About It Entertainment, raised
Hmm.
his children, got them to college, got them all the things. There are men out here. Troy,
Hmm.
Troy has been raised his children. There are so many men that don't get their flowers for the things
Right.
that they do for their family, their community. And I love how you have made these men feel loved. I
Yes.
love how you have embraced them.
You know what, Carla? I'll tell you, when we talk about the fashion show, I didn't want the average or the model, the person that you actually expected. But I wanted, for lack of a better term, the everyday man that went to work and perhaps didn't necessarily, think that he looked or was deserving to walk the runway. That's who I wanted. And those individuals that have actually come out and walked the runway, that first time they were a little timid, a little scared, but to see them actually grow and develop year after year and want to come back and actually be a part. And I see them actually not only walk the runway with confidence, but they've already started to change their relationships and how they deal with people, how they communicate with their wives, with their families, and all of that. So it's bigger than what you see on the surface.
Wow. That's
Yes.
amazing. So before we go to our break, we have to play an artist of the week. You sent a clip in. How long is the clip? Is it a longer clip? Is it something we should show after the break, or was it I don't know.
It's
I
about
think it's short.
30 seconds or so.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Roll
it's about
that
a minute.
beautiful. Roll that clip, Troy.
And welcome to Total Entertainment Incorporated's Men That Win Awards Gala and Fashion Show. Tonight's event will capture and celebrate our unsung heroes, our strong everyday men, our professional men, our teachers, our lawyers, and our single fathers. Men who have overcome life obstacles, maintain a positive outlook on life, and manage to keep a smile on their face. Tonight we acknowledge their contributions to the community. The mission and purpose of tonight's event will be brought to you by Total Entertainment CEOs, Miss Donna Montgomery.
Yes.
Girl, do you ever look back on that and say, "Oh my God, I put
Yes.
this off"? You had Sheriff Kimbrough on there. You had Officer, I call him Officer Friendly. The Officer Friendly on there. You had Mitchell in there. You had, girl, you had my boy from Renaissance. He said, well, brother, what's his name? The singer.
Yeah, I know what
His
you're
name Bobby
talking
too, ain't
about.
it? His name Bobby.
Bobby Witherspoon.
Yeah, girl, listen, I
Yes.
see some familiar faces on here, and I love it.
Yes, most
Oh, I see
definitely.
Chuck on there. I love it. You know,
Yes.
I believe that Black men and men in general are amazing, but especially our brothers, because they have endured and are enduring so much, right?
Yes. Yes.
And Sunshine, I don't know if she's still on here. She was on here earlier, but she calls her sons the young royals
Yes.
because she says she's raising royalty. And she takes that charge seriously, you know, and she makes sure her boys are exposed to all kinds of things. And she's raising these young men to be what I heard TD Jake say a long time ago, and I never forgot. He said, if you are a woman and you are raising boys, just know that you're either raising some woman's dream man or her nightmare. You are as a woman. And that thing sat down on me because at the time, you know, my son was transitioning from teenagerhood to adulthood. And I said, Lord, did I do what I was supposed to do with him? And that is so, it's just a powerful thing to think about. When you're raising a man, you're raising some woman's dream or some woman's nightmare. There's no in between. And you being in a mental health profession, you know that's the truth, right?
Yes, that's
You've
exactly
probably
right.
seen it over and over again. That's a true statement. So, God, I just got goosebumps. Girl, I'm sitting over here trying not to cry because, baby, I love to see people get they comeuppance while they still here.
Yes. And I intend to do it. And let me just tell you, I don't know where we are. You need to take a break
No. Go ahead. Say one more. You got it. Because we started a little late, so you good.
Okay. So this year, what we're going to do, I'm doing something a little different. We talked about the scholarships. There are so many people that are actually in need. And I believe in putting my money where I can actually see it work. And the man that will receive the money this year, he is a father, a husband. He's married to a lady that she was an educator in Forsyth County school systems who had a brain aneurysm. They're young, they're in their early 40s, and they have 3 small children. And she had the brain aneurysm, and the doctors actually called them in and told them that she wouldn't make it through the night. Well, she made it through the night with some prayers. Her mom, her sister, they all.
Girl, I'm sitting over here like, oh my God, okay.
Yes. And so, but she's left paralyzed. And again, we talk about the system, and I get so aggravated with the system because it doesn't make sense that it does not help the people that truly need the help. And here it is. And I don't think they would mind me actually sharing. Well, I know that because I actually got clearance. She gets a check of $1,400 a month disability. He had to come out of work because there's no assistance for her and him because their income was too much and he couldn't get like the traditional Medicaid to get CAP services for someone to come into the home to take care of him. So he needed a handicap accessible van, and they thought, doing these fundraisers, not realizing that it takes money to make money, and without sponsors, you can't make anything. If you got to pay for the venue, you got to pay for the food, you got to buy the supplies, you got to, do all that. And I watched
Yes.
him do that. I watched them do that. And then when it was all over and everybody's had a good time and they go home and the reality hits in, oh, we made $23. What are we going to do with that? Our goal is to come up with enough money so that we can get a van. So I said to them, I see the need. I also see the shortcomings with the system. And this is what I'm going to do because it's tangible and I know that you need it. We're going to write that check for the down payment on that handicap van to help that dad out. I mean, why not?
Why not?
Why not? So that's where the monies that we raise from the event, that's where the scholarship will actually be paid. It will be made directly to the car dealership for the van this year. Yep.
And listen, before we go to Artist of the Week, if y'all want to donate to Donna Montgomery's vision and to helping this man and his family, where can they donate to, Donna? Where can they send money? We're gonna ask. Because what Mercedes say, if you a closed mouth, what? Don't get fed.
Won't get fed.
Okay.
Just to ask. You have to ask. And I'm still working on that, still learning how to actually ask. So, and thank you for saying that and putting that out there. And I guess the best place right now, what the easiest and quickest way is they can actually get a ticket, because every ticket that's actually sold to the event, and listen, just so you know, we give a full course dinner. You'll have an option of salmon with rice or chicken and the green beans and honey glazed carrots, and not the convention center food, honey.
Real food, I know. I heard that food was banging. People was talking about that food. They still talk about that food, girl.
Yes, honey. So we don't play, and we have really good desserts, and of course, there's a bar there. So in other words, the cost of a ticket is $45. You can go spend that type and have dinner and not be entertained to the level and supporting a cause. So it is well worth it. You won't waste your time, and the experience that you have will be life-changing.
And where do they get the tickets at? And we're going to share it again. I wish you had gave us a link. We could have ran it across the bottom. Maybe we can do that on break. So where can they go purchase tickets?
You can purchase the tickets at Eventbrite. Men That Win.
Eventbrite. And what's the name of the event that they should look under?
Men That Win.
Men That Win on Eventbrite. If you would like to purchase a ticket, if you can't go, maybe you can gift the ticket to someone. But this is going to help this man and his family whose wife is paralyzed from her brain aneurysm and they need a handicap accessible van. Y'all heard her tell the story. Y'all, come on, Crazy Carla's Concoctions. Y'all help these people out, okay? And support this wonderful organization and events. Oh my God, Donna, that is just so amazing. Troy, I guess we'll go to the Artist of the Week.
Okie dokie. All right. So our artist spotlight is a young lady. Her name is Heck of a Mecca, and this song is called
Ooh,
Reflections. This is a really good song.
I love.
Ain't nobody gotta tell you you a star. That's why you want the finer things, the gold chains and the diamond rings. Cause the king deserve it all. No LeBron, you're a reflection of me. I'm a reflection of you. We're a reflection of God. And inside us is the truth. You are the creator of the universe, the sun, the stars, and the moon. Anything you think you can do. Don't you know your mind is a womb? Your thoughts can give birth to something new. But you don't see you like you should see. You don't see you like you should see, no. You don't see you like you should see. You're a black god, a black king. But I see you like you should see. But I still see you like you should see, yeah. I see you like you should see. You're a black god, a black king. Black god, a black king. Black god, a black king. But you don't see you like you should see. You're a black god, a black king. A black god, a black king. A black god, a black king. But I see you like you should see. You're royalty.
That girl is fire. Ooh.
Yes, indeed. That was Heck of a Mecca with Reflections. And if you are an independent artist, spoken word poet, or up and coming comedian looking for some exposure, you can go to blastmusic247.com and register for free. But Blast is also looking for the fans. So if you're a fan of great music, you can also go to blastmusic247.com, register as the unlimited fan, and have access to hundreds of independent music. Blast. We're constantly changing the industry, one artist at a time. Yes, indeed. So Shine actually knows her, and she was saying that's my
Yes.
girl.
Oh, she's amazing. Oh, she's amazing. Donna, send those right on over to Troy so he can post them, honey. You got him on Messenger.
We just became friends.
I just
She
sent
should
you
be
some
able
stuff.
to.
Yeah. And
I
so
got
look,
it.
keep at that. Look, y'all, we be multitasking, look back here in internet lands. What's we do? Shine, thank you so much. That's my sister Shine, Donna. She's a poetess, and that's the one who's raising the royals. And she is somebody that you should really talk to because she's out here doing everything she can for the brother man too. You understand me? She is adamant about doing stuff for the brothers and raising her sons to a standard where they are a woman's dream and not a woman's nightmare, as we talked about, you know.
Amazing.
So y'all,
Kudos to her.
Blast Music 247. Y'all come on aboard. Listen, y'all see we doing big things over here. We got podcasts for everything. We got a country podcast. We got a rock podcast. We got a hip hop. We got poetry. We got Crazy Carla's Concoctions. You don't never know who's gonna be on here, baby. It starts out being a comedy podcast, but really it never, it's a podcast where I am blessed to sit and talk to people about their lives and what they bring to the table. And so, Donna, we need you. We need people like you. We need somebody who is listening to Black men when they say, hey, I can't handle it. Because we have been conditioned, and I'm talking about myself personally, we have been conditioned to think that Black men can do it all. Because my grandfather raised me, not my father. My grandfather raised me. And my grandfather built the house that we lived in. My grandfather did so many things that I assumed that all Black men were like my granddad.
Yes.
And
I'm the same way.
I grew up with my father got missing for a little while. He wasn't dead or nothing. He just got missing.
Girl,
and who was having a whole nother life somewhere else. That was my daddy, and I still give him honor because a lot of the gifts and talents that you see in front of you today, I got that honest from my father, And
it was in the DNA.
Yeah, it was in the DNA. And then, as I became an adult and me and my daddy sat down and talked, I realized that my father was a man who endured a lot of childhood trauma.
Mm.
My daddy was in a reformatory school by the time he was 9 years old for killing a white man in self-defense that tried to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of, him getting help, they put him in a juvenile facility. And that was my father's life.
Wow.
And a lot of times we don't realize that Black men suffer too. And not just Black men, but I'm talking about Black men right now. They suffer. And so sometimes
Yes.
they don't know how to deal with it.
Right.
And
Carla, we have
oh,
a similar background. My grandfather, I was raised by my grandfather. My dad was a Marine. And he and my mom, they were high school sweethearts. And I was conceived out of love. Um, but my grandparents did not allow them to marry. And my dad went on, did his thing. Um, and I wasn't a part of that until later. And so I, like you, I saw my grandfather build a house, take care of a house, provide for all of us. And it didn't matter. He would get up in the morning, go to work a job, his 8 hours, and after the 8 hours, he would work in the fields and he would fix the car and whatever else it was. And he
woo-hoo,
was, I don't
that
know
he was
how there
that
was so many.
man. He was that
He was that
man.
man. I walked on his feet.
Girl.
I mean, I
Oh,
literally stood on the top of his feet and he would walk with me. I was the first grandchild. So he was the first man that I knew and that I loved. There was nothing like my papa.
girl,
Nothing,
you gonna
absolutely.
make me cry because I just miss him so much. I be missing my big daddy so much, girl, because he just made sure that we were happy. He just made sure that we had whatever not just what we needed, but my granddaddy was very adamant about his daughters and his children having joy and peace.
Oh, that's precious.
Um, and I expected all men to be that way.
Yes.
And that is not what is happening.
No,
That is
it's not
no.
realistic. And see, the thing about it is, when in hindsight, I can remember, or I can acknowledge right now the sacrifices that my grandfather made to make sure that we were happy and that we had what we needed. I saw him put himself on the back burner. And he was a pastor. My grandfather was a pastor.
Wow.
And so there were times, especially I remember in the wintertime that the phone would ring and somebody's furnace had gone out or they were out of kerosene. And my granny would say, "Hey, look, my middle name is Renee." She said, "Renee, you get up and you go with your grandfather to take that lady some whatever it was that they actually needed." And I saw him selfishly get
Yeah.
up and give and pour out to so many other people. So I, like you, think that all men are supposed to be that way.
And my mother's
And
brothers, my mom had brothers, plural, because my grandmother had a whole gang of children. My uncles, the men who married into our family, they had to
Mhm.
be on point because my granddaddy was not having it. No
Yeah,
riffraff dealing with his daughters. You know what I'm saying? So,
mhm.
okay, let me fix my mouth to say what I'm gonna say. Um,
Okay.
because I'm not gonna say there aren't good Black men out here anymore because there definitely are, and you're proving that. There definitely are good Black men. But Black men are different from the Black men that raised us
He
a
does.
lot of the
Okay.
times. There's fewer of them, is what I will say. There's not that they're not here. It's just that it's harder to find those kind of men because
Mhm.
men now, a lot of men are into materialism and things of that nature versus What can I do to make my wife and my kids, my family, my community, my
Absolutely.
schools? And there are so many brothers out there who are on that wavelength, but there are so
Mhm,
many as we turn on the news every day and we see
mhm,
they just
mhm,
out
mhm.
here just trying to find their way and it's not working.
Way. Yes. Carly, you mentioned on something early, and kudos to the young lady that you mentioned that are she's raising kings, and she's raising them to be someone's dream as opposed
Yes.
to their nightmares. And I would have to say that it definitely goes back to the parenting. And unfortunately, today I see it more often than not that children don't have no respect for anyone. And that starts at home. And I think somewhere along the line, because we called ourselves protecting our young Black men, and we didn't want anybody to chastise them, to correct them, to teach them what they should do. We wanted to protect them and keep them from getting hurt while we were hurting them, but not allowing them to be disciplined and discipled.
Girl. So do you have a son?
I do. I do.
So when you were raising your son, did you have the help of his father, or were you a single parent in all assets, all aspects? I'm sorry, Lord, I said all assets. How was it? Now your eyes got big. How was it, sis, raising a young man?
So let me just tell you, that's a whole nother story within itself. I share with you that I am the oldest grandchild. I was my mother's only child. And I was the first in my family to go to college, and I got a scholarship to go to college. My third year at Winston-Salem, I got pregnant with my son. And their father, he's 7 years older than I. He proposed, wanted to marry. My mother said no. My grandmother said no. It's not what we wanted for her. So and this is just me being transparent, and it's
Yes, please
thing.
share this story. I'm just like enthralled right now.
So I can't tell you what it's like to raise my son because I didn't have that opportunity. I've had to heal from that because I felt like I was robbed from that opportunity. And it was, I think, my parents. And when I say my parents, I'm talking about my grandmother, and my mother's intentions. They wanted to provide or make sure that I had the opportunity to achieve the things that they were not able to achieve. So therefore, my granny, who my children's father, which now I can actually appreciate and understand, where he referred to her as a dictator, meaning she was very controlling, very strong, very opinionated about what was happening and what was taking place in my life. And because she was Big Mama, you didn't talk back to Big Mama.
At all.
So when the day came, um, when I had my son, I had him in December. It would just so happened to be the break from school, the winter break, and we were getting ready to go back to school. I had packed my son up, getting ready to bring him back because his dad was present. We were an item. We were a couple. They just said I couldn't get married, and so he was there with me. We were bringing my son back, got ready to bring him back, and they said, "Where are you going? And what are you doing? You're not taking him." So there, I had that struggle with how do I
Lord,
leave my love child, my first baby, and how do I defy um, or disobey Big Mama and Mama? So I have to tell you that the first 5 years of his life, I went through from everything from stealing him from the daycare, running, taking my phone off the hook after I would get him because I didn't want my mom to be able to reach me, didn't want my granny to be able to reach me. I had no idea we were going to go here in this conversation,
That's the
but
show. That's how it goes, baby.
it's a story. It's a story, and I'm telling you, it's I'm at a place where um I'm okay with it, and I can talk about it today. And it's had its effect on my relationship with my mother, my relationship with my son, um, and him questioning why he wasn't with me, me
And
being
younger
blamed.
people have no idea how much mind control our parents and elders had over us back then. I think there's a definitive gap between people who were born like up to like maybe the mid 80s
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
after.
Yeah.
Because at that point, a lot of people started saying, I'm going to live for me. I'm
Me.
not
Mm-hmm.
living for mama, daddy, auntie, grandma, granddaddy, me.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas we were doing things, we were sneaking and doing things, we was doing things. But baby, when mama and big mama and big daddy or daddy had something to say, as bad as we knew how to be, we was not. Because they
Yes.
would stop us in our tracks. And
Tracks.
there
That's
were just
exactly
certain
right.
things you were not gonna do. You definitely were not gonna talk back to your big mom, big daddy. You were not gonna be out here acting a fool where they can see you and it can get back to them that
Them.
you was out here
Exactly.
doing certain things. Now, I think I had enough of my father in me, to be honest, that I was a little bit rebellious before my
Mm-hmm.
time. And so
Mm-hmm.
I decided at an early age, I will not be a housewife. I will not be doing none of this stuff that y'all over here doing, baby, because I'm gonna be an entertainer. I'm out here. And I declared this at an early age. And
Wow.
guess what happened? I ended up being a housewife with a house full of children and a husband and doing all those things. And I still had to do all of that to get to where I am right now
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because I didn't know how to put my foot down and say, this is fine. It took me a moment to get to that point. Whereas these young girls and young boys nowadays, they don't understand us when we say, my mama said I couldn't do that. You were
Yes.
grown. My mama said I couldn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
My big mama said I could not do that.
Do that.
And they look at us like we're crazy because they be like, what the hell do you mean? Your mama
Yes.
said you couldn't do something. You was a big ass grown woman.
You got that right. Show was.
But I'm just telling you, because we raised our kids different. We raised our kids to go for it. You do what God puts in your spirit. We raise our children in church, but we raise them different.
Different. Mm-hmm.
And we
That's
raise
exactly
them,
right.
we raise them to think that there's nothing that can stop you but you.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And if that means not even doing what the hell I say sometimes to do what you got to do it.
Do it. Mm-hmm.
We did not have that.
Yes.
There is a big difference. Like even now, girl, like if I cuss in front of my mama now, I say a damn in hell.
Uh-huh.
I ain't gonna go to the side. And I'm 50. I'm about to be 51. Baby. And I know not to go too far in front of my mama.
Yes.
My
Yes.
children cuss
Yes.
around me like it ain't nothing. And it's not that it's a bad thing. It's just that my children grew up knowing that I don't care about so much. I'd be like, wait a minute now. Sometimes I'd be like, watch your mouth. and but I just think it's different because we
Mhm.
did have the big mamas and the big daddies and the aunties and the church elders, and your grandfather was a pastor, my granddaddy was an elder. I grew up in a cult. I mean,
Mhm.
and there's just so many layers that kids nowadays just don't have,
Yeah.
but they have other stuff that we don't have. They have all
Right.
this
Yeah.
technology at their disposal. For a long time, until a lot of us went to college, Donna, we were naive.
Yes. Yes. Oh, I was old and naive. Let me tell you, I was 35 years old or plus when I actually decided that I was going to stand up and speak my mind to my grandmother and to my mother, and not in a disrespectful manner.
Right, right,
Um,
right.
but um, but to say, hey, you know what, this is my life, and that's my baby, that's my child, and I get to say this about my child. And still it caused me a lot of stress and anxiety.
I'm sure.
um yes, yes.
I'm
So
sorry.
I'm healing and have healed from that. Now on the other hand, my son, who was raised, like I said, was raised by my mother and my stepfather, had everything in the world. He excelled in a lot, but he's spoiled rotten. And when I say spoiled rotten, he's spoiled rotten.
And there is the problem as well.
Yes.
My son, your son, when they are catered to by women and everyone in their family, and
Mm-hmm.
they get in the real world and they realize that these women is like, and who are you?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
my son had three sisters, so he had to fight his way. You understand?
Mhm.
I got three
Yes.
girls, and my son was the only boy. But he knew he had to be their defense. But he also knew
Mhm.
he had to sit his tail down sometime when it came to his sisters because I wasn't going to allow certain things.
Right.
And that's a heavy. Sometimes we put a heavy burden on black
On
boys.
them. Yes. That's exactly right. So the realist, I mean, I would say God has allowed me to be put in places where I'll just say this at church, I'm Auntie Donna.
Yeah.
And I was in the community. I'm some call me Auntie Donna and some I'm Mama Donna.
Okay.
And I have learned to embrace that. I find it as an honor. And even some of my cousins, I'm Big Mama. And Big Mama, because I was that eldest cousin that had to babysit them and actually take care of them. And I just said the other day, I don't know why or what God is actually doing and what He's directing me to um, be able to speak life into these men, why He chose me. And I knew the day was going to come. Someone's going to ask me, where's your son? What is your son doing? And tonight, here it is.
I'm sorry. But I asked the questions. My
It's okay.
mind works that way. And but you know what? God is a loving God.
He is.
And even with the trauma that caused you, the blessing is your son was safe and he was loved. Even though it was tearing you apart on the inside a lot of the time, he was very well taken care of. And then
Well.
you have a testimony because there's another woman out there just like you who's
Hmm.
going to hear this and say, oh my God, that's what happened to me. That's the wonderful thing about the internet. You could just be minding your business, listening to a podcast, and hear somebody whose story is just like yours. And I've had it happen. And Donna, your story is a story that should be told because people don't understand the difference. When we say we old school, there's a lot that come with being old school.
School. Mm-hmm.
I've had to like, uh, I would say even down to like the way we deal with the men in our lives and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm gonna be free, right? But I had these sexual hangups that came from having these old school parenting and things.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
There's
Yeah.
just a lot of things that I had to reprogram myself
Mm-hmm.
as as a woman
Mm-hmm.
when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to religion, when it comes to my relationships with my friends and family, with men, with just the world at large. I had to
Yes.
reprogram myself. And so, what you're doing in this I Can Too movement is you're putting wind beneath the wings of these gentlemen and letting
Yes.
them know you can.
Yes, you can. I can
And
too.
listen, the sisters, we out here rooting for y'all. We are rooting for y'all. We are rooting for y'all.
Yes.
Let us root for y'all now. So now you know what, this is crazy because just this morning, Toronto and Javetta will tell you that I stood flat foot and said, I think I'm starting to hate all men.
That's a lie.
I did. But here you are. And God let me know, Carla, now you know that's foolishness. You know
Yes.
that's not how
Oh,
you
clear,
feel.
clear.
I love black men. They just make me so mad sometimes. That's my
Oh, I
truth.
understand. As
That's my
much as
truth.
as much as I love them, I mean, it's that love hate relationship.
Sure.
Yes. Yes.
So Donna, before we get
While
out of
I'm
here, are you
single,
single? Are you single or what? What's going on, sis? Cause
girl, look,
you so pretty.
look. What you say? I'm in a situation ship.
Me too, shit. Oh,
Yes.
oh, shoot. Yeah. Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Look, look.
Girl,
Hashtag
listen.
I feel
This
too.
wine's starting to work. Hey, listen, we thank you for coming on here. I want you to tell the people how they can follow you again. Look, you see Troy put a banner up there for you. Eventbrite.com,
Yes,
men that
thank you,
win.
Troy.
You can
Where'd you
get those
find Troy?
tickets.
That's the best. He's the best, girl.
He's amazing, a girl. You just don't know. Every woman need them a Troy in their life, girl. You hear me? And he makes things happen. So
That's all right. Thank
y'all,
you, Troy.
anybody who watches this show, you can go to if because a lot of people listen instead of watching. So you can go to
Mhm.
eventbrite.com and put in Men That Win and buy tickets. And you can
Yes.
support this fabulous foundation that Donna Montgomery has brought forth to support the men now. So when's the next event? What's the date?
The date is August the 17th at 6 o'clock. Well, the doors open at 5:30. Show starts promptly at 6 o'clock at UR Coliseum at 4421 Poindexter Road in Walkertown. And I just want to tell you, I got to give a shout out that the venue is actually owned by an African American couple, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yes,
I
I'm
am
thinking
so
about
proud of
having a
them.
comedy event there. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes, yes. So it's state of the art. They have all of the sound and light equipment and stuff that you will need there. I encourage anyone. It is a hidden jewel gem.
It is. It
It
is.
really is.
And they've done quite a few things there that have been kind of phenomenal. I've been watching.
Hmm.
And Troy, that's one of the places that I was gonna put in your ear for the blast. We're gonna have us a little blast situation where all of our artists are gonna come from across the country and come here and do some stuff.
If I can
So
help you, let me know. Perfect place. Place.
look, and she's an event planner, Troy. So keep that in
Yes.
mind. She's one of
So
the top tier event planners.
so let me
Um,
just tell you, Carla, something that you may not be. You may know that I brought Tyler Perry to the area in 2000. That's me, honey. And not only did I bring Tyler Perry, Kim, when he performed the very first time in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, to on the campus of Winston-Salem State University. That was Dynamite and Total Entertainment.
No, ma'am, I did
And
not know that.
Layla Hathaway, that would be me. Yes, at the
So
Benton Convention
listen,
Center.
this is not a game right here. This is Donna Montgomery. What's the name of your business, sis?
Total Entertainment Incorporated.
Tell the people how to
Yeah.
find you.
They can go right to on the website and Google Total Entertainment Incorporated, and there you will find our website. You can also purchase the tickets there as well. So yeah, we're not new to this. I'm true to it. I've been doing it for a while. Anybody from the area that knows about the North Carolina Battle of the Bands, that was me too at Bowman Gray Stadium.
Girl,
So
I know about that. Listen, because you know I'm a KK side sweet. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I'm a Aggie Pride band girl. I did all that. So, you know, I love
yes,
the bands. Shout out to my cousin Danielle. She was Scarlet Lace at Winston-Salem State. My aunt
hey,
is one of the founders of Swing Five Swing at Winston-Salem State University. Beverly Dorn Steele. She graduated from Winston-Salem State University in the 70s. My uncle Tyrone is Groove Five Groove, also associated with Winston-Salem State University. So, you know, I'm all about HBCUs. Even though I'm an Aggie, I respect my Rams. I do.
thank you so much. You know, we were talking about the things that we've actually manifested. You know, I actually became Miss Alumni for Winston-Salem State University
You
2022.
did that, girl. Look, and that fish fry was amazing, baby. That fish was so good.
Listen, we
I'm
get
still thinking
calls.
about that fish.
Girl, listen, we get calls to this day. People asking us, which I do. So Kim
You know,
and I have
I was
actually
thinking that fish. Because that fish tasted like God put his hand in the grease. It was so good.
girl, I'm telling you, we get calls still to this day. Don, if y'all do a fish fry, let us know. I'm like,
Please, Lord. Let God just touch her, let her do it again. And your vendors was off the chain because I didn't get through that gauntlet without buying a pocketbook. I had, you know. I went in there to get fish and came out with a purse and a damn painting. Well, listen here. Donna was, listen, Donna know how to do it. So we supposed to jump off of here. Donna,
yes.
I think if any of your family got on here and they don't like to hear no cussing, too late. Because I'm drinking wine. It's Thursday night. It's Crazy Carla's Concoctions. I have the Donna Montgomery on here, the event planner, the I Can Too Movement Foundational founder. Just so many things. Donna,
Yes.
I bow to
Well,
you
thank you.
because you are an amazing example of manifesting and setting your mind to a thing and being great. I've watched you over the years. I've
Mm.
watched you build yourself. And you like me, you got your little grandbaby who you love so much, your daughter's baby. Look, them babies, them my babies.
Yes,
And being
it's all
grandma is the best thing in the world, ain't it? It
yes.
ain't nothing
Yes.
like it.
Nothing like it. Nothing.
Those are our
Nothing,
babies.
nothing,
Those
nothing.
are our sugars.
Yes. That's my
And
sugar butt.
yes, girl, you know my pink delicious. That's my sugar baby. So
Yes. Nothing like them.
I'm here to tell you. And now I got a bean. You know, my sister's daughter had a baby. And now I got two babies that just take up my time. Girl, I was sitting up here thinking about quitting that good government job so I could watch that baby so my niece can work. Because I don't like, girl, we don't do daycare around here.
I know that's right.
What's so fun about our babies and our family, girl? We believe children in our family need to be with people in the family. And you know, Pinky did not go to daycare. She went from me and her other grandma. Shout out to Natika. Dr. Tika McPherson. That's her other grandma. She went from being in our care to going to kindergarten because we finagled it with both of us working from home. We made it work where we could watch her. And so she lives in Charlotte and I live here, but baby, we made it work. And as you can see, Pinky is very well. and she's
Yes.
doing very good. And so it does take a village to do
Yes,
these
it does.
things that we need done. And y'all, if you need the village, call the village. And with the brothers, you have an advocate right here. This is Donna Montgomery. Let me introduce you. If you know a man that's out here struggling, trying to take care of his, send him this in this direction. Because
Yes.
this sister knows what's available to him and the things that can help him in this community. So, Donna, I thank you so much for coming on here. Y'all, she didn't say, she on TikTok, she on Facebook, she on Instagram, on the Donna Montgomery. Go follow her. Okay, I try to help
Thank
this
you so much.
sister.
Yeah, look, thank you so much because I'm not quite there yet, and then I'm coming out of that where you promote yourself. I'm learning to do that. So thank you, sister. I appreciate it.
And that's Mr. Harrell. He is a I don't know how to describe. He's a very intelligent brother, a very educated brother, but he has a poetry podcast with his partner Malikia Courtney on what's the channel? Oh my God, why did it just go out of my brain? Uh Actually, their show should be coming on now, and they're dope, and I love them. And he was on the show a few months ago. A few weeks ago, if you go back and watch that episode, they are just phenomenal. His partner, she has the kind of voice that calms you down. So if you're feeling kind of froggy, her voice will bring you in like this, and you be like, "Oh, okay, all right, girl, it's not that serious." So shout out to him as well. Thank you, Donna, for coming on here. I love you. I'm proud of you. I'm gonna
So
be you
proud
when
of
I grow
you.
up. And listen, because
No,
baby, I
listen.
want to buy a house with cash. You hear me? That's what I want to do.
Listen, so let me just tell you this. So this is what I see. So I have actually envisioned. So we're doing this podcast, but it'll be a television show where we're sitting on the couch having a conversation. They've called me Oprah before, and why not?
I had you know what? I was on the Carl Ross podcast, the Ross Cloud podcast. He interviewed me Tuesday, and the episode will be coming out in a few weeks, I guess. No, I guess not. I guess it will be coming out in a few weeks. And he's already promoting. And he has that set up. He has a studio. And when you go in there, it's like you're going to his house. And it's so dope. And I was like, baby, one day I'm going to have me a talk show. Because I said so.
Carla, how did this conversation start? We started talking about the things that we have manifested, things that we can actually testify that we've seen manifest in each other's lives. So here it is tonight. I had no clue that was on a talk show and you were having the thought process about having a talk show. It's just a matter of time before we actually see it and
divine
do it.
timing. Everything in God's divine time. And it's coming.
Yes.
It's coming. All the things. And I had to gather myself today because, I'm going through menopause, so I'm unstable. So I just said, God, if there's a man out there in the universe, send him to me, and Lord, let his ping be good and let him love the Lord. Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Now,
Amen. Amen.
hallelujah.
Amen. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus.
Okay. And we speak these
Lord,
things.
just know my order was in before hers.
Listen. Can it love you, Lord, and then love me second? I'm good, God. And love me real good. Like to the point where I got to call out work and say, girl, I can't come in there today. But I'm home getting rubber dubbed. That's what I want because I ain't too old to be rubber dubbed. Okay. So I thank you, Donna. You're the best.
Yes. You're the best.
People to watch this show. We're going to share it. I'm going to tag you in the clips when they come out.
Sure.
I'm praying that God will just rain down money on you so that you could do the things that these brothers need, that these men need, not just black men, just men in general, because you support men. And it's so commendable. We love you and we need you. And until next time, y'all, we out.
All right. Thanks, Carla.
Peace.
That's my girl right there.